Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to my horse slash unicorn slash Pegasus slash alicorn tutorial. This is a complex tutorial for more advanced loomers, as most of my tutorials are for advanced loomers. This tutorial is dedicated to Kira and Samara, who I follow on Instagram. Wonderful, wonderful fans of mine. So I decided to dedicate this to them. So yay, I hope you guys are happy, and definitely make this unicorn. Or you don't even have to make it a unicorn, or not unicorn, alicorn. But you do not have to make it an alicorn. You can make it a unicorn, you can make it a pegasus, you can make it an alicorn, which is both, it has both wings and a horn, or you can just do a regular horse. And I have broken up the band count in the description for you, so if depending on what you want to make, you will know how many bands you need. This is going to be a fun project, though challenging, but it will be fun because you can use whatever colors you want. Okay, you don't have to use the colors I'm using. Alright, I'm going to be using the new Rainbow Loom glitter bands. The main ones I'm going to be using are from the Twinkle Dark pack. Okay, that is the purple, blue, and clear pack of glitter bands. And I'm also going to be using some bands from the Cupid glitter packs as well. Okay, so you can see all that in the description. I'm also using the new Rainbow Loom solar bands, so you can check the description for that. Those are now available on rainbowloom.com as well, the bands that change color in the sun. Okay, so you should check out the last video at the end to see what she looks like, or you can check out the making of her video. Okay, just make sure you want to put the bands in the same places that I'm putting the bands. Okay, because obviously you can make yours very different from mine. Okay, but yeah, so let's begin here. We're going to start with the wings. The wings are very complex. I'm only going to be making one wing, and then I will tell you to go back and repeat and make a second one. Okay, I do recommend that for the second wing you do flip the design. Okay, so you make it symmetrical. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, if you hold your screen in front of a mirror and look at the mirror, okay, you will kind of understand what I mean by symmetry. Hopefully you already know what symmetry means, but you do not have to do it symmetrical, but it will look better if you do. Okay, so for the first one, you're just going to follow me exactly as I do it. All right, of course you can change your colors around. So first we're going to make a bunch of feathers. Okay, you do need 3 looms for this project. Right now I just have my 8 columns. I do not have 9, I have 8 here because we only need 8 for the wings. Okay, so we're going to make some feathers here. We're going to start with the simplest feather, and I am making the tips of my feathers with solar bands. So I'm going to take a solar white and I'm going to wrap it around my hook, creating 4 loops. Then I'm going to take 2 solar white and pull that band onto those 2 solar whites, reclaim the loops, then take a solar white and a metallic white. And the reason I'm doing metallic is really only because that's what I had at the time. You can just use regular white. You do not have to use metallic white, but it does give it a nice shine. Okay, so that was a metallic white and a solar white. And now I'm going to be doing 2 metallic white. Okay, pulling that on. Okay, so for this wing, for one wing, you need to make 50, let me just double count this really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 56. You need 56 of these, so you might as well do them all now. Okay, and then you can put them aside. You can also tie them off, okay, by using another band as a tying band, like that. Or you can store them on holding hooks. Okay, so you need 56 of those. Alright, now I'm going to work on the medium-sized feathers. Okay, and again I am starting with the solar white, wrapping them around, creating 4 loops, then taking 2 solar whites. Okay, pulling those on. Now for these medium feathers I'm going to be using some of the glitters, so I'm taking a pink glitter plus a solar white. And now I'm going to take a pink glitter plus a purple glitter. Okay, and I'm going to take a purple glitter plus a blue glitter. Can't even talk. Purple and blue glitter. Okay, and I'm going to take a blue glitter plus the metallic white. Okay, and then 2 metallic white. Okay, so you can make your feathers whatever colors you want, obviously, but the band description just shows what I used. Okay, so that is one of the medium-sized feathers. Okay, you're going to need to make 54 of those. 54 of these, okay, for each wing. Alright, so you have 56 of the small white ones and 54 of the medium-sized ones. Now we're going to make some longer ones. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 metallic white at a time. There and there, and here, and here. These feathers are going to be thicker, so they're going to be 2 columns wide. Okay, now I'm going to take a blue glitter and the metallic white, and then blue glitter and metallic white again. Then 2 blue glitters. 2 blue glitters. Then a blue glitter and a purple glitter. And a blue glitter and a purple glitter again. Okay, then 2 purple glitters. 2 purple glitters here. Then instead of doing pink here, I'm doing red. Okay, for the larger feathers, I'm doing red instead of pink. So I'm taking a purple glitter and a red glitter. Okay, same thing here, purple and red. Then 2 red. 2 red. Okay, then red and solar white. Again, I'm making these feather tips solar bands. Okay, same thing again, red and solar white. Then 2 solar white here. And 2 solar white here. And now I'm going to take 3 solar white. And again. Okay, now I'm going to take a solar white onto my hook and wrap it around 4 times, creating those 4 loops. And I'm going to take 3 solar whites onto there. Pull that on, reclaim, and wrap around, like the tip there. Okay, so all 6 loops wrapped around that tip. Now we have to do our horizontal bands. I'm going to be using clear bands for these horizontals, so you're going to take a clear band and double loop it. Okay, twist it on itself. Okay, you will be needing to make 2 of these for each wing. Okay. Once you've made them, you can make it right next to this one actually, and then we can loop them. So here we want to always grab the top 2 bands first. These 2 make a raindrop, these 2 make a raindrop, and loop up both columns, not grabbing the horizontal bands. You should know that, just grabbing the 2 vertical bands each time. Yes, I do move fast. If you've never done my tutorials before, you will learn that I do go fast. That is what the pause button is for. Alright, you're going to take 2 bands of any color, and we are going to use them to tie off the ends of the feathers. These are your tying bands. They can be reused, which is nice. Doesn't matter what color. Okay, because we will be taking them off. All the tying bands we take off eventually. Alright, so here is 1 feather. So make sure you have 2 of these, okay, for each wing. And then I'm going to be doing one that's a little bit longer than that, okay? So again, I'm starting with the metallic white. Okay, now the metallic white and the sparkle blue or glitter blue. Okay, then 2 glitter blues. Okay, then glitter blue and glitter purple. Okay, then 2 glitter purples. Then glitter purple and glitter red. Then 2 glitter reds. And glitter red and solar white. Okay, again here. And then I'm doing solar white, 2 solar whites at a time here, 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 and diagonally here. Okay, we're going to put a tip on, so let's make our tip. So taking a solar white, wrapping it around your hook, creating 4 loops. Taking 3 solar whites, pulling them out, pulling that band onto the 3, grabbing 3 more, pulling those onto there, grabbing 3 more, pulling onto there. Okay, wrap them around, and again using the clear bands double looped as the horizontals. This one you only need to make 1 per wing. Thank goodness, right? The wings are very large, so yes, we do need a lot of bands. Okay, let's loop this. So pull this section back and grab those top 2 bands. And then grab the other 2, make your raindrops. Loop all the way up, each one, not grabbing the horizontal bands. Okay, tie off your 2 ends. Okay, so here is a large feather. Again, you'll need 1 of those per wing. Okay, now we're going to make one that's a little smaller than the ones we all just made. Okay, so we're taking 2 whites, 2 whites, 2 whites, 2 whites. Okay, these are the glitter, not the glitter white, the metallic white. Metallic white and blue, metallic white and blue, 2 blues, 2 blues, then blue, and purple, okay, blue and purple there, Then 2 purples. Two purples there. And purple and red. Purple, red. Whenever I say a color, just assume it's the glitter, okay? Because it usually is. Okay. Because I'm not using any colors that aren't glitter. Okay, except the white, really, and the solars. So I'm not using regular red or anything. Okay, sparkle red and 2 solar whites. So 1 sparkle red and 2 solar whites. Then 3 solar whites. And 3 solar whites again. Okay, and cap that off by wrapping it around the peg, creating 4 loops. And let's do our clear horizontals. Okay. Dig down past the cap band, grab all the bands, loop them up, top 2 here, loop up, okay. Take the tying band around here and here. Okay, and pull off. Okay, you only need 1 of these per wing. Alright. Now, 1 more type of feather that we have to do, and then we can start doing the actual wing part. Okay, so taking 2 metallic white, 2 metallic white, metallic white and blue, glitter blue, metallic white and blue. Okay, then blue and purple, blue and purple. Okay, then purple and red. Then red and solar. And red and solar again. Connecting, and then 3 solar. And then cap off by wrapping a band around, creating 4 loops. Double loop the clears across. Okay, you need to make 13 of these per wing. Yes, this is the tough part, making all these feathers. It's the most boring part of the whole project, but you can do it. Okay? You can do it, because it is going to be worth it in the end, and you will be proud of yourself for making all these annoying, frustrating feathers. Tie off both ends. Okay, so you're going to have 13 of these. Okay. Great. Now let's do the wing part. Haha. So I'm using the metallic white, okay, for the main wing, and I'm going to be again using the clear for the horizontals. Okay. So I'm going to start by 2 at a time So you're following me exactly for this first one, and then you should do it symmetrical for the second wing, so that it bends in the opposite direction. Ew. Boo! I hate it when the metallic bands break. Usually they're pretty sturdy, but sometimes they do break. This wing we are doing in 3 parts, okay? And it is a little bit of a process, so don't get too frustrated. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Okay. Missed one there. Ignore me, I just missed one. Okay. 2 bands diagonally. 2 here. 2 here. Okay, before we put the horizontals on, we need to attach some feathers. So I'm going to take the small white feathers. Okay, I'm going to put one right around this peg here. 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 So I'm going down this column, attaching one onto each peg. Okay, and kind of want to turn them a bit. Okay, and then we want one more here. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take the medium-sized ones. Okay. Okay, put them on my hook, pull off the tying band, put it around this peg, face it down that way. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the little ones, but now with the medium ones, going down this fifth column. Okay. Alright, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take my longest feather, which was, where are you? Somewhere. I just made it. No, I don't know where it is. Okay, there it is. The longest one. And we are going to be putting that, go through the tie bands. I'm not gonna, you can pull the tie bands off if you want, I'm not going to, but you're gonna go through the loops and wrap them around this peg and the other set. The feather is bending upward, by the way, it is curving up. Okay. Okay, and there. Okay. Now you're gonna take the medium-sized one, so the one that you made two of. Okay. And that one, you're gonna go through the loops and attach that here and here. Okay, another one's going to go here and here. Okay, so the other medium one, same as the one you just attached, is going here. And here. And then the small one, the smallest one, is going to go here. Okay, now you're going to take all the small ones you made, the ones you made 13 of. Okay, and these we are placing along this side. Okay, my loom is upside down right now, along this side. Okay. So go through the loops, attach one here. Okay, grab another one. It goes here and here. Okay. And one more. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to do the horizontals, which are the clear. Okay. Starting from up here, 2 at a time with the clear. Okay, 2 there, 2 here, 2 here, and then a double looped single here. Then taking a double looped single here, and 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, double looped single here, double looped single here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, double looped single here, double looped single here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, double loop single here, double loop single here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. You're gonna start dreaming of me saying this. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Oh wait, actually this. Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Yeah. Ah. 2 here. Double looped single here. Double looped single here. 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. Double looped single here. Okay. Now we're going to attach some more feathers. Woohoo! So, let's take the small white ones again. Okay. And now we are attaching them in the same pegs we attached the other ones to, but now they are above the horizontal bands instead. So attach, turn. Make sure they are turned this way and not that way. They should all be facing that way. Okay. Grab another one here. So we're just putting a double on top of the first one. Yes, it will make it more hard to loop the bands, but that's just the way it's got to be done. Okay, another one here. Turned. And we're going to do the same thing with the medium-sized ones. Okay, I'm going to also take off the tying bands as I go. You do not have to, but if you do, make sure you push it down far enough so it doesn't lift off. Okay. Now we're going to begin to loom the bands. Okay, so I'm going to start down here in the corner, pull back that feather and grab those top two horizontals, they are facing horizontally, loop them over. Okay. Okay, then I can go up this entire column here. Why is there only one band there? Fool! The band must have jumped off on me. Hang on, I gotta just fix that briefly. Ignore me. Okay, anyway. So I just put another band there because there was only one for some reason. And now I'm looping up. Okay. Okay, now in here, we want to grab these two horizontals, okay, from under the feather. You might have to dig to find them, and you don't want to grab any other bands except those two. So you might have to lift up some feathers or something. Okay, grab those two bands only and loop them over. Okay. Then you want to dig down and grab the two verticals at the very bottom. Loop them up. Okay. You can loop all the way up this column. Okay. Dig down here. Grab the two diagonals now. Now they are diagonal bands. Loop them, and then we can go up this column. Now this is tricky here because this has a layer of feathers on it. So don't worry about that. If that happens, it's not a big deal. Okay, so we loop up here, then we have to dig all the way down. Kind of maneuver your hook to find those two bands at the bottom. You can kind of look from above. If you just kind of push back on the bands, you should be able to find the two at the bottom. Okay. If you are using cheap brand bands, if you are not using Rainbow Loom brand or if you are using a plastic hook, that is not good. Chances are you will find this very frustrating because the bands will be snapping all over the place if they are not, chances are, if they are not genuine Rainbow Loom brand. They may still snap if they are Rainbow Loom brand, but they have a much less chance of snapping if they are Rainbow Loom brand. And if you are using a metal hook, always recommend a metal Rainbow Loom hook, not the plastic one. Plastic one will break in this project, I guarantee it. And don't get mad at me if it breaks. Some people get mad at me and I'm like, well, what do you expect? My projects aren't easy. Okay, dig down, grab the two horizontals here. Okay, then we can grab those two verticals and loop all the way up this column. Whoops. Woohoo! Okay. Dig down here and grab the two. I'm leaning way down so I can see the bands. Two diagonals. And then dig back down and grab the two verticals. Okay, this one's a little tricky as well because this one also has a layer of longer feathers. Wah ha ha ha. You gotta make sure you're grabbing the right bands. It can be very, very tricky and your hands will probably get pretty tired. Make sure all the feathers are pointed that way and none of them are that way, okay? They can always be adjusted if they are, but it's just better if they're pointing the right direction to begin with. Okay. Grab the two. And then across. You can kind of push these above, up and out of the way while you loom this column, that's fine. Okay, woo, we're getting there, people. Yay, now dig down and grab these two diagonals. Loop up this column. Making sure my camera's still recording because sometimes it stops randomly. It only did that like twice, but it was still very frustrating. Alright, grab the bottom verticals here. Loop up. Okay, whew. Now I'm going to tie off these 8 ends here, okay? I can use the bands I already took off of the other feathers, okay, so I'm not wasting nice bands. I can reuse some of the tying bands. I reuse mine all the time. And then when they break, you just throw them away. Okay, now we are going to lift up from the bottom, because these bands are very tight and we don't want to force them off, so we're going to use our hook to lift up from the bottom. Okay. Now, you want to make sure all your feathers are poking out the right sides. This one is not, so I'm going to fix it. Or, at least I don't think it is. Well, I'll figure it out. Okay. And take off the tying bands on the just adjusting my feathers. You want an even amount on each side, obviously. This one is poking through the wrong side. No, this one is poking through the wrong side. There we go. There we go. You can kind of tell if there's one on top of another one, then you know the bottom one goes through the other side. Okay? Alright, so I'm pulling off the tying bands on the large feathers. Okay, do not pull off the tying bands here though, because those are holding it together. Do not want to pull those off at this point. Remember, you want to leave these side ones on. Okay. We got feathers everywhere. Alright, cool. So, let's continue with the second part of the wing. If any of the feathers are facing up instead of down, like this one, you can just push them through that set, and they should face downward after you do that. I need you to go into here. Like that. Okay. Alright, great. Alright, let's do part 2. So we're just filling the entire loom with white bands. Okay. The metallic white. If a band looks really skinny, don't use it, because it will break when you loop it. Especially the metallic bands, some of them tend to be really thick, some of them tend to be really thin. Oops. So we're just filling the whole thing with bands. Okay. And the metallic white, and now you're taking the small white bands and putting them onto the third column and turning them and pushing them down. Ugh, hold on, my bands broke on the sky, so I'm going to fix it. Okay. Okay. Now let's grab the medium feathers. Doing the same thing as before. Okay, so now let's put the larger ones on the side. And having them all curving upward like I was before. Okay. We're not going to put one here quite yet. Alright, first we're going to do our horizontals. Okay. Starting here, 2 at a time. Double looped here. double looped here. Double looped here, 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 double looped here. It's kind of a pattern. Hopefully you recognize that by now. Double loop here, double loop here, here, two here, two here, two here, two here, two here, double looped here. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to put the top feathers on, okay? So just like we did in the first part, putting the white on top of the white and turning it, okay? Okay. Now grab the medium ones. Okay, so once all the feathers are attached, we will be attaching a few more as we attach the bottom part here. So I'm going to stick my hook through the first set of loops here and take off the tying band and wrap the loops around this peg and press down as far as it'll go on the peg. We want to make sure that those ends don't lift off. Okay, this is a very tricky part, the connection part. Okay, take off the second one once your hook is through the loops and wrap those loops around this peg here. Okay, then take the third around here. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to lift up with my hook the top two loops off of this peg. Okay, now you're going to take one of your white feathers and attach it there. Okay, then you want to take your two clear horizontal bands, place them across. Actually, this should be, yeah, let's just do it this way, it doesn't matter. Okay, place them across, okay, and then put the other white feather on top here, turn it, okay, and then replace those loops. You want to push down as far as it can go, okay? Oh, and also, you know what? You want to lift up this band and put it underneath these two loops, then replace the loops. The horizontal bands, you actually want to go under the top loops on all these sets. Sorry about that. Like that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to very carefully go through the next set. Make sure you're not lifting it off because then you'll ruin it. Wrap around this peg, push down, and the next one. Make sure you go through all 4 loops. Pull off the tie band, wrap them around this peg. Okay, now we're going to take our hook, lift up the top 2 bands here, the top 2 bands here, and the top 2 bands there. Okay, we're going to take one of the medium feathers, and we're going to wrap it around this peg. Okay, then take 2 clear horizontal bands across these 3. Okay, take another medium feather, wrap around, and then replace the loops over the pegs like that. Okay, push them down. Okay, let's attach this next set of loops around the next peg, push down. Next set of loops around this peg, push down. Okay, now lift up these 2 top loops, these 2 top loops, and these 2 top loops, and put across your, you guessed it, horizontal bands, 2 bands. Okay, replace the loops, replace the loops, replace the loops. Okay, and then we can attach our last set. Okay, lift up the top 2 bands and the last 2 ones, and double loop a single clear, place it down and replace, and voila. Now, oh, wait a second. Take your hook, lift up these top loops plus the horizontal band because we need to attach one of these. Okay, so grab one of these, attach it around this peg and this one. You should really use a hook, I'm just too lazy to grab. You should have more than one hook anyway if you have 3 looms. Wrap around. Okay, and then I wanted to put the horizontal band on there. Okay, just like that. Alright, now hopefully all your loops are on, nothing came off. And we can loop all the way up all these columns. Okay, good luck. Okay. Remember, we are only looping up the vertical metallic white bands. Okay. It's okay if you accidentally grab a tying band in this column with it, because those will come off anyway. It's a very time-consuming part of this video. Do not be discouraged. I know it takes forever, but once the wings are done, it's really shouldn't be as difficult. It's just, you know, it's hard. And my hand's tired because these are These bands are metallic, so they're a little stiffer and harder to loop. Guess what? After this section we only have one more section, but it is a shorter section, so it won't be as crazy. Don't be discouraged. We're getting there. Okay, a band of mine broke, so I'm going to fix it and replace that band. Okay. Okay. Again, we are going to tie off the 8 ends here. And lift off from the bottom with the hook. my goodness. What a pain. Okay, I'm going to turn my feathers so they're facing the right way. Oops, that guy goes on this side. And where's the guy for my side here? Tell me I forgot to attach. Oh, it's that guy. Okay. This guy goes on the other side. So, you know, just adjust your feathers. Okay, and then, like we did before, you take the tying bands off of the large feathers. Okay. And now we're going to start with the final part, okay? Rrrg. Haha. Feathers can always be straightened out with your hook afterward. Like if they're too bendy, you can always take a hook, push it through the bands and tug them. Okay. Okay, third and final part. Okay, so this part is only going to be half the size of the part we just did. Okay, so we're starting on the 7th to 8th peg, 2 bands at a time. Okay. Alright, now we are taking the small white bands and attaching them to here, just like on the other sections. This is the same thing, it's just a continuation, and then we're done with the wing once we finish this part. Then you just have to make one more wing, so you have two. Mwahahaha. So evil. Okay. Now the medium feather. Okay. Now the large feathers. Okay, one end goes here. The other end goes here. Okay, grab another one. One end goes here. The other end goes here. Right, and then we're just going to take the other one, I'm going to attach the first end for now. Okay, like this. Okay. Okay, taking 2 bands at a time for horizontals. Okay, double looped here. And double looped here. Double looped there. Double looped here. Okay, double looped here. Okay. Now. Okay, I'm going to take my end here, pull off the tie band, wrap the loops around, so we're doing that same complicated thing we did before. Okay, go through the next set, pull off the bands, wrap around, go through the next set, pull off, wrap around. Okay, lifting up the top 2. We have to put the other layers on too. Okay, lift up the top 2 and each take a white feather thing, attach it onto that end peg and turn it. Then take 2 horizontal bands across and put another feather. I'm really short on feathers. Okay, another feather here. Turn it. Okay, I'm going to replace the loops around and push down. Before I do anything else, I'm going to be putting on the feather here. So let's put on the upper feathers before I forget, because that would be a nightmare if I forgot to do that. One there, one here, one here, one here, and final one right here. Okay, turn it. Okay. Go through the next loop in a line. Take off the tie band, wrap around the peg, take off the next tying band, wrap around, lift up these three pegs, these two top loops, these two top loops, and these two top loops. Take a medium feather and attach it to that peg. And turn it. Okay. Take two clear bands for your horizontals, put them across all three. Okay, you can kind of just push it down underneath this feather thing. Okay, and replace the loops there and here and here. Oh, but before we replace this loop, we want to put on another feather. Okay, so take another medium feather before you replace that loop and put it on there. Okay, turn it, then replace the loop. Okay, and we want to finish attaching those medium feathers. So take another one, attach it here, and another one, attach it here, and another one, attach it here, and another one, attach it here. Alright, I am apparently one short, and I don't know why, because I thought I counted like 5 times, so I have to just quickly make another medium feather for myself. Okay. Okay, so I attached all the feathers that need to be attached. Yay! Okay. Alright, let's attach the next set of loops here. And grab the next one. Wrap around, loop up these, take off the loops there, take two horizontals, put them on, then replace the loops. Okay, grab the last set, pull off the loops on, grab up the top two loops of the two last sets, first place on these bands over, then take a double looped clear, put it around, and then replace. Yay, and then we just have to loop up, tie off, and pull off. Okay. Poof. This is annoying. We're almost there. You know what though? If we didn't do all this work, these wings wouldn't look nearly as pretty without all these feathers. So I think it's worth it. And I know you're probably frustrated because you know you have to make a second one. But you can do it. Okay. Tie off your ends. Okay. Yay! Pull off, or gently lift off with your hook. My fingers are starting to shock. I get currents through them when I bend them, which is not good. It means I'm looming too much. Too difficult. Yay! Alright, pull off all the tying bands except for the ones at the edge, which are holding everything together, so all the ones around the feathers, again, we can pull off. And then just straighten out your feathers, make sure they're all popping out the right side. If not, just adjust them. This one is popping out the top instead of the bottom. This one's missing one. So I know it's on the other side. Yep, there it is. Okay. So just make sure your feathers are all pulled down. Oops, I got a tied band here. So just take a couple minutes and fix your feathers. Okay, and then you can make your second wing if you haven't done it already. Again, try to make it opposite to the first so that the feathers bend in the opposite direction. The feathers, obviously, don't have to make opposite, you know, just wing part, okay? Okay. And take a couple minutes to fix everything. Okay, great. And then at the end of this part 1, you should have 2 gorgeous wings done and ready to move on to the head. Okay, so I will see you over at part 2.